Hey there citizens, and welcome to my new series Ship Fighter, where I take two ships that are often compared, and using specs, experience, and some help from social media, we try to get to the bottom of which ship is the king of the ring and to help you make a decision on which ship is right for you. Now, as with any tournament, the outcomes could vary based on any number of things, and with most of these comparisons being tied together through either a similar utility or theme, or perhaps in this case just the two starter ship options, the fight could end up being a draw, or you, the viewer, might not agree with the outcome because you happen to prefer one trait or spec over another. Now, this is meant to be a fun way to engage the viewers, and so no hurt feelings if the outcome is not what you think it should be. As always, I appreciate the comments as it helps my videos defeat the evil YouTube algorithm that hates my short runtime. So if you like this video and think I deserve it, please like and subscribe and let me know down below. Now, let's get to the fight!
Ladies and gents, and any extraterrestrials out there. To my left, we have the RSI Aurora MR sporting an exciting red and gray trim. To my left, we have the Mustang Alpha looking sleek and gunmetal silver. Going down the stats, we see the Mustang with the clear size advantage, but size isn't everything. The Aurora can certainly squeeze into places that the Mustang cannot, which could make a big difference when it comes to fighting ships and asteroids. Each of these ships have been told the rules beforehand, so we expect a clean fight.
Round one, fight!
So as these two ships square off, we first look at the firepower of the Aurora. This ship is labeled as a light fighter, and even in that category it falls a little flat when you consider that the Aegis Gladius is also a light fighter. In fact, I would really call this an extra light fighter class. Regardless, the Aurora can use 4 size 1 guns of the pilot's choice, which for a ship of this size, and it being a starter ship, makes it quite competitive with bounty hunting. When you pair that up with a missile rack that can have either a single size 2 or 2 size 1 missiles on it, it helps this ship be able to finish off a target with a nice little
uppercut.
But the Mustang is no slouch, also carrying 4 size 1 guns that you can equip, but where this ship lacks is in not having any missile racks, which cuts down on its ability to dish out some quick DPS, so this round easily goes to the Aurora.
Round two, fight!
In this round, we take a look at speed and how maneuverable these two fighters are. The Mustang comes out with some nice hits and features 5 more thrusters than the Aurora, and also has a sleeker, more aerodynamic feel to it for fighting and flying.
Sonic boom!
The combat speed is 191 meters per second, which is more than the 147 of the Aurora. Yet, as far as overall speed, the Aurora can travel faster with a max speed of 1,212 meters per second versus the Mustang's 1,160 meters per second. Still though, the overall handling of the Mustang and how it flies just feels better and less clunky than the Aurora, so I believe this round goes to the Mustang.
Round three, fight!
With our match now tied up, we turn our attention to features other than combat. The Mustang and Aurora are both starter ships, yet the Aurora is the only one that you can actually get inside of and stand up in, and has a bed. And for the longest time, it was the only one of the two that you could actually do cargo missions with. But the tides have changed recently with the new addition of the long-awaited cargo fix for the Mustang. And boy, is it so much better for hauling cargo than the Aurora, which is how it should be, considering the Aurora is not listed as a cargo ship. The odd thing to me is that the Aurora looks more the part of a cargo vessel, whereas the Mustang looks like a fighter. But that's not how these two ships are labeled. The one standout feature that the Aurora has is that it has a bed. Now, is this enough to overcome the
Hadouken!
The Mustang hype has fired? I think this fight just went into a sudden death as they both just knocked each other out.
Final round, fight!
This is the last round, do or die, and this fight is almost over. The Aurora seems to have a clear edge over the Mustang as it offers up new players the chance to log out from their bed just about anywhere in the verse, which could save time for some who might not be able to trek all the way back to a space station. But don't count out the Mustang Alpha just yet. This little ship can also act as a drop ship of troops or a way to take more players along for the ride. Now granted, that is before life support systems come online, but this ship being $45 makes it the cheapest drop ship of players, and also it clearly has more storage space than the behind the seat space of the Aurora, not to mention that when you do cargo missions with the Aurora and you grab 3 or more boxes, things get really cramped inside, and at times you can get pushed out of the ship when you collide with them. Doing combat with the Mustang is right there with the Aurora despite no missiles, so for me, This is a knockout because having a single ship that can do both bounties and cargo missions without having to be careful where you place things is a win-win.
You lose. Alright, and that's going to do it for this edition of Ship Fighter. I hope you enjoyed the match and hope you didn't lose any money. This was a fun little ship comparison and one I hope you enjoyed. If you like this series and want to see more, I need suggestions on which ships I should compare for the next video. Also follow me on Twitter as I'll be running polls there and asking for your input on the next Ship Fighter video, and we'll be using your comments to help sway the battle. Now remember to be kind to your fellow gamer, know when to block and know when to strike, and stay positive, citizen. You win!